Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you another video. All right, so it seems like the Lakers are interested in getting Trae Young, as we've already discussed a little bit of. It looks like that's the report that's being thrown around right now. Essentially, is that the Los Angeles Lakers are going to be heavily targeting him in a trade. Of course, he's not a free agent, so I'm a big Trae Young fan. To be completely honest with everybody, I really like Trae Young a lot. I think the only thing that concerns me is just that I don't know that he's going to fit well as a third star. You start talking about pecking order. Who's most important? Who's getting the most shots? I don't think he's got the game to take any type of back seat and be as effective as you want him to be. So you're going to pay him to be what Atlanta has had him being, and he's going to end up having to take a D'Angelo Russell role, which I think he would do kind of poorly in, and given the circumstances that he's more of a volume guy, more of a get to the line a million times kind of guy. So I don't love the role for him. Now, if we're resetting everything and we're starting over and we're trading people to get picks back, he probably wouldn't be great in that situation too, because he probably wants to win a little sooner than what we'd be able to. But at least you can feel confident that you have a piece in place once you acquire him that you can retrade for picks on in. If you give him volume amount of shooting and opportunities to be himself, he get all the bulk of the scoring going for like a year or two. You could trade him for more than what you got him for. You know what I mean? Or hold on to him. But for me, it's just that you're going to ask him to come in, play a diminished role, maintain his confidence as a superstar, and then from there, when everybody retires, go back to being that big guy after being like this for 2 years. Now, you got to hope he stays healthy for 2 years, or however long Bron going to want to play. Because if he starts taking injuries on, as many players can, but he's of slight stature, you might end up finding that you have a much more diminished basketball player on your hands than what you paid for, and he may not be able to take on that big role later on. You just don't know. It's a risk. When you talk about what we have to give up to get him, it's going to be picks on in, Rui Hachimura, Austin Reeves, probably a sign and trade D'Angelo Russell, probably a sign and trade Max Christie, probably all types of stuff. Jalen Hood-Schifino's rights, everything is going to probably have to go in order to solidify what Atlanta's demands are likely to be for their number one guy. So if you're the Lakers, are you ready to give all that up so that you can bring him in to be the third best player on the team, for which he may struggle with, given that he's only been the number one guy everywhere he's been, which is only Atlanta? I don't know, man. I don't want to bring him to that situation, ask him to play that out, and then with the risk of it failing, have a diminished superstar on my team that is half of what I'm paying for. I don't particularly think he meshes well with others. You know, I don't. That was the problem in Atlanta. It was like the team played better team ball when he was sitting down. He was able to get his numbers, and he could lead a band of guys who were complimentary to him. But if you're asking him to take a backseat to LeBron James or a backseat to Anthony Davis, I'm not sure he's going to flourish in that situation. He's more of a name than he is a winning cog to that duo, in my opinion. We're going to win games, but when it comes to the playoffs and everything slows down, and it's about how well you can play in a half-court setting, he's going to be getting picked apart. So I don't think he's a real championship piece for this duo. Not at all. Now, if you're going to move Bron for the many pieces that ultimately make him an AD fit, I think you could have something going there. I would never move AD in any situation if you're us, because he's the best defensive player in the league, a shot blocker, rebounder, scorer. I'm not moving AD. There's no situation that AD doesn't fit in. So there's no moving AD. And normally I wouldn't trade Bron either. But to make it so that Trae Young can be himself on a team with AD, Bron probably shouldn't even be there. Just being honest. So I don't know, man. I don't want him for this situation. I like him to put on purple and gold at some point in his career, but not for this situation, man. Not for what it is that we're trying to do and making him the third guy for Bron and AD. Hell no. God, no. That's not the piece they need. What they need is a damn center to guard Jokic. Not necessarily a small guard to match buckets with Jamal Murray, which is what they want Trae Young to be. You still ain't got no damn answer for Jokic. You have no big body to put on him, and you're likely going to trade away the pick that can allow you that piece in the draft. Because we have a couple centers that we could take at the 17th pick. They should be available on a rookie contract, very affordable. You know what I mean? That's what it really comes down to. You got an affordable contract there that you can fill in a position of need. So if you know you're going to have to trade away that piece to get Trae Young, now you got Trae Young coming in. And what, Anthony Davis still going to be asked to play center? Permanently? But you're going to trot him out there against Jokic again? Against Sabonis again? I just think that our best bet is to try to get that foundational center with the 17th overall pick. Excuse me. That's what we really should be doing with that particular asset. And then with the cap space that we have, maybe bringing ourselves a solidified wing possibly. I don't know if they want to go forward with Rui Hachimura or not, but maybe getting that solidified wing makes a whole lot of sense. On top of that center, so that you can maybe make it so that he's 7 feet, 7'3" guy. So I don't know who that would be, but you need somebody to match up with Porter and McDaniels and other guys that are in that category of guy. You don't ever want to find yourself matched up this poorly against a team that has beaten you as much as Denver has ever again. That's what I know. And if you think Trae Young is the answer to that, then you don't know ball. Straight up. It ain't deeper than that. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Jeannie Buss may want to give some long, hard thought about this, because what's going to end up happening is you're going to bring in Trae Young this offseason. It's going to fall flat if you don't get the right pieces surrounding those guys. And then you're going to want to fire the GM for doing this. That's what's going to end up happening. I'm not signing up for poison pills, man. I keep telling y'all. The 3-star model is garbage. The Phoenix Suns have proven that. The Brooklyn Nets have proven that. It doesn't work. We proved it with Westbrook. It doesn't work. And people are hard-headed. They think they're going to get something out of it that's not coming. If you don't have the requisite pieces to match up with what's out there, you are going to fail. Basketball is a game of matchups. You cannot get away with just slapping a few heavy hitter names together and thinking that's going to lead you to a championship. And even more so, you can't slap it together and think that people are going to be fooled into believing that it can win a championship. You can't, it doesn't work anymore. And because the fans are aware it doesn't work anymore, it really doesn't make any sense to do it. You see what I'm saying? It just doesn't make any sense. So if I'm a Laker fan, and which I am, I'm telling Jeannie Buss to use my money differently, man. Unless you plan on moving on from Bron, using his cap space to bring Trae Young and Anthony Davis the requisite pieces that'll make them good enough to compete, I don't see no positive reason to add Trae Young to this team with that core attached to it. No. It's cute. It's going to sell jerseys and tickets, but you're going to be out of here in the second round at best. You're going to be out of here. And if you're expecting Bron and AD to play another 76 games again, boy, is that a bad bet. Especially if you're going to be removing some of these key guys that ultimately give Bron a breather. You're going to move Rui Hachimura, you're going to move Vanderbilt and all that to get Trae Young. Now you're back in that space where we're too much relying on LeBron James. We put all these forwards together that are his size so that we wouldn't be so reliant upon him. And now you're going to force him to be even more relied upon? That is absolutely a bad way to set yourself up. So no, you shouldn't be trading nothing like that off of your basketball team. You should not. I'm telling you, man, we make the wrong move, I'm gonna want people out of here. And I ain't talking about no coaches, I ain't talking about no players. I'm talking about Rob Pelinka. I'm gonna want him gone, man. You put the wrong thing together from here on out, bro, we're gonna have problems. I'm telling you, you got one more season. You gotta make sure you get this right. And I am not asking for a superstar, fam. I don't think that's what makes us a champion. I think better role players that fit what it is that's out there is what's going to make us the most likely to be successful with this core. This core is hard-headed. They want to keep staying in Los Angeles. They don't mind Bron turning 50 years old on them and being decrepit, or Anthony Davis rolling an ankle or hurting a shoulder or something. I don't want nothing to do with what this looks like on paper. Nothing to do with any of that. If y'all got what I have in mind, you are trading all of this stuff and you're resetting with picks. And you're moving forward without fear of what it looks like when you do so, because you've already cashed out on the last 6 years of LeBron James equity. It's not like you're broke. Stop being greedy, man, and stop being silly about what actually can win. That cannot win. And if it cannot win, it cannot be done. That's what I'm saying to you. If you ain't doing it for a championship, you're doing it for fun. And if you're doing it for fun, you're gonna lose. You're gonna freaking lose, buddy. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. I'm not here to make friends. I'm not here to get a job. If you're not doing it to make a championship happen, then it's going to fail, and it's going to be Genie blaming Rob. Period. It ain't deeper than that, man. So I'm a bit irritated with this. Like I said, I like Trae Young. In a nutshell, if we're building a new team, scrapping this core and bringing Trae Young as one piece, or the main piece, I think that could be intriguing depending on what we're building. Putting Trae Young in my uniform, I'm happy. I'd be excited to see him. I think he's a star. I think he really is. None of that's bad. He's not bad at all. But what you building has to be good enough for the Western Conference. Do y'all know what that means? That means size, athleticism, power, and strength. Trae Young ain't got none of that. None of that. And so if you're going to go forward with Trae Young, and then your best bet is to give the rest of the money to Anthony Davis and LeBron James, and you're filling out with a bunch of mid-level to old men guys, oh, man, the team's going to suck, man. It's going to be worse than it was last year. You're waiting for Trae Young, Anthony Davis, and LeBron James to make it through 80 games plus playoffs. That is the worst bet in the world, especially if they rely on each other to stay healthy and don't have nobody else. Yeah, that ain't no person pill on the way. Y'all better scrap that idea, man. Video 44. Thank y'all for watching. I'm out.